So I'm sitting out here on Acre. Christian just dropped his girlfriend Chelsea off at the dock, and I guess on his way back he ran out of fuel. Either way, he has engine problems, and he's having to muscle his way back against the current, against the wind. I fired up the engine and started to pull the anchor, and I realized he's going to make it back before it will be worth the effort to take the boat out. So I'm just going to wait here for him. But he is working his ass off to get back. The struggle is real. Listen to my last night in Hilton Head. Tomorrow I'll start my trip buddy boating with a couple of friends. But it doesn't take long before we get separated and only occasionally meet up along the way. My love for ocean sailing and dislike for motoring forces me to choose going offshore for the majority of this trip. It's definitely uncomfortable at times if you let your mind wander the what ifs, like what if something goes wrong? But it's best to stay focused on the adventure and sense of accomplishment that only comes with taking a chance. Well, it's day one. I'm leaving Hilton Head, heading towards Florida. Today we'll probably reach somewhere midway through Georgia. I think it's St. Catherine. We're expecting something like 80-degree weather today, and I think a little bit of wind, so we're going to go offshore and try to stay close to the coast just for safety reasons, and because Christian's only sailed offshore once with me, and we just want to keep it safe, have a really good trip, and I'm going to try to post as much along the way. I know there's not a whole lot to see. I want to try to keep it somewhat entertaining, but I'll share the journey along, and I hope you stay tuned. Well, it's day two. We just pulled anchor. We're out here in this little sandy cut. That's the inlet. And there's Christian behind me. And that's the last time I'll see them for a while. I raised my sails and I was only going about 4 knots to their 7 knots as their motor led the way. They reached the next anchorage, Jekyll Island, around 7 p.m. It was midnight before I got close, and seeing how I was having such a good sail, I turned on my autopilot and sailed through the night to gain the lead and wait for them at Amelia Island. Well, we're still going 3.7 under full sail. I think I'm going to go through the night and see where I can get. I'm just passing Jekyll Island and heading towards Florida. Been hand steering for quite a while. Autopilot drains the battery quite a bit. Not a big deal, but I just prefer not to use it. I like to drive the boat. I'm out in the middle of the ocean at night, and there's a fishing vessel that was bearing down on me. He is changing his course of direction, but still a little bit unnerving. I think we've got endless amounts of water, and he's within 100 feet of me. Well, once I was clear of all those fishing boats, my eyes got heavy, and without setting any kind of an alarm, I fell asleep. And normally for 15 minutes at a time, my alarm wakes me up and I check the horizon, take another nap, wake up. I didn't set any alarms. I fell asleep for 3 hours, and I woke up to the sound of the AIS alarm beeping at me. There's a ship within 2 miles of me. Let's see, it's 2 o'clock, doing 4+ knots, and just crossing the Florida line. Pretty uneventful. This is a pretty good sail. We have 15 knots of wind. little extra gust here and there. It's moving along pretty nice. Well, I'm here in Jacksonville. I'm about to pull anchor. And it was late and dark last night when I came in. Couldn't see a whole lot. I'm just kind of on the side of the channel here. Definitely plenty of room. Got about 16 feet of depth here. There's some kind of a big place over there. The markers for the ICW. And then that's the ICW heading south, goes underneath the bridge. But I'm gonna head back towards this inlet here. There's a fuel marina, Morning Star. So I'm gonna try to fill up my tank and come back here and stop a little bit until Christian and Chelsea get here. They should be here in about, I'm guessing 4 hours at tops. But everything's going good so far. Well, I pulled up here at Beach Marina to refuel my diesel, and I'm stuck at the fuel dock, or restaurant dock. So I'm gonna go to dockside, get something to eat. I got the fish tacos and clam chowder. Well, as luck would have it, I'm having a little engine trouble. I've got a water leak here at the outlet for my water recirc. Kind of hard to see, but it's this flange where the water goes back in. So there's a bolt here, one here, and one at the bottom. So this whole piece should just come off. I might have to take the 2 hoses off, or just the one. Start by spraying a little WD-40 on the bolts. It's always good to start off by breathing some of those good old WD-40 fumes. Oh, that came right out. Alright, got that out of the way. I know it's difficult to see, but there is a gasket on here. And I've got this little gasket scraper. It should get behind it. Don't know if I can save it and glue it. Well, it came off in one piece. That's amazing. Clean off this port a little bit. Not sure if this is going to be the right thing or not, but I use this exhaust temp RTV, both sides of the gasket, cleaned up both sides, and we're just going to try it and see what happens. Oh, there's that little crab. I think you can see that crab right there. Oh shit. Sneak it along the edge. Where are you going, bud? This is work zone. Yeah, I see you. And then here's the next issue. I think that little crab over there. Where are you going, dude? Huh, where are you going? So this is dripping pretty bad. So I'm going to use this new packing and try to fix that leak right now, which is really not entertaining, so I'm not going to film that. This is sunrise in Jacksonville. Well, I think this is day 5, just leaving Jacksonville, headed towards St. Augustine. There should be a lot of cool places there to stop. There's some good anchorages. I know there's marinas, possible shopping. Just approaching this bridge here. And yesterday evening I was able to repack my stuffing box because I was leaking pretty bad, and resealed my exhaust gasket as well as changed my oil. So I should be good for this trip, and hopefully everything goes pretty smooth from here. I know Christian and Chelsea are in the same route. They're about 2 or 3 hours behind me, but if they're ready to travel versus mine, we should arrive at St. Augustine about the same time. We're planning for somewhere between 4 and 6 o'clock this evening. So, looks like it's going to be a pretty good day. It's a little bit drizzly here and there, but the sun's out a little bit, and I don't see any bad weather, at least not for the next couple days. Well, I'm just arriving into St. Augustine, Florida. A lot of really cool beach houses here. Up ahead is the bridge. And out here on the beach at St. Augustine. Well, I'm buzzing around in my new vehicle. This is my new car. Too far today. I'm just heading from Daytona over to the Ponce de Leon Inlet. And hopefully tomorrow and Sunday the weather should be a little bit better going out to the ocean. Try to make like a direct shot from there to West Palm. Then I'm going to do a little bit of remote repair before I head east to the Bahamas. Well, I'm getting ready to head out the Ponce de Leon Inlet. Got a wall to ride against, and those waves are breaking over that really hard. Looks like a lot of current out there. These are some monster waves out here. Let's see if this little boat can do it. Well, I was just leaving the inlet. 3 guys on a powerboat pulled up to me. They're yelling, "You're not going out in this, are you?" I looked back and said, "I don't know, do you think I can make it?" And once you get over the size of the swells, you can't see over the top of them. I mean, it's actually really peaceful out here, just being pushed along by the wind, making about 4 or 5 knots on average. I say that, it drops down to 3, but 4.2.
Definitely a beautiful day out here. I'm glad there's no more wind than this. I could do with a little bit less water. That's okay. And there's Ponce de Leon, Florida. Slowly going out of view. I know the camera never picks up the size of the waves. Right now I've got the wind and the waves coming from behind, so it makes the boat rolly. From here I'm heading towards, I'm not going to be able to make Cape Canaveral, so I'm going to go to Fort Pierce. I wonder what Jimmy Buffett's doing today. So I'm out here in the 40 to 60 foot depths, and there's some shoals where it goes to like around 8 to 12 feet, and there are some enormous whitecaps forming up there. I'm trying to dodge that a little bit if I can. I think I'd be okay to hit it, but I really don't want to hit that. Oh, looks like I'm at it anyway, so there we have it. These waves are so big, I'll be going about 2 or 3 knots and it'll push me up to about 7 or 8. When up and down we go. There's a big one. That is pretty big. And up and down. Rides right through him. I was kind of already planning to sail through the night and getting kind of tired, so I thought maybe I'll stop at Port Canaveral, but that's not going to happen because there's a system of locks there and they stop operation by the time I get there, so that's not even an option. So looks like I'm going to go at least another 8 to 10 hours down to Fort Pierce, and we'll see how I feel throughout the night. If I'm not too tired when I get there, the sun should be up. Might keep going to West Palm Beach. We'll just see what happens. Who knows? If some of these sailing clips seem long, just imagine being here. I think my first time out here was a 30-hour trip, and then traveling to Fort Pierce was a 27-hour trip. And now we've got some of these, I don't know if you'd call it like algae blooms. Look like little land masses floating around in the water. Which is kind of a little bit strange to see. There's quite a bit more south I get. Well, I'm getting ready to go out to West Palm Beach Inlet. I'm going to cut over to Fort Lauderdale. We have made it to the Bahamas. Already checked in. Heading towards a little anchorage. And this water is so clear. 10 feet, you can see the bottom. This is incredible. Got my new video next Friday as you get to see the Bahamas and a little bit of exploration. Like and subscribe. Thanks.